Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Thursday, December the 23rd. So I'll be winding up today and coming back on Tuesday the 4th. Okay, now if there's anything important that I need to update, then I will update that, okay, during that period of time. So with the SP 500 here, because it's the last video I'll do for a little while, I want to have a look at three counts. Okay, because if something goes haywire, at least you'll go, oh, that must be wave, that must be this count. Do you know what I mean? So it'll just give us a few more little options. So first of all, what I'm seeing in this particular count where we're seeing a pretty clear indication that we've got 5 waves up here. So those 5 waves there, it's difficult to count it as an ABC correction. So we're going to have to label it wave A, and then we'll pull back to the 50-60% as wave B here, and then wave C here for wave D, and then an ABC here for wave E here for that. And if we just finish off this particular count by going to the hourly chart, it'll give a little bit more definition. So a couple of things here that I want to talk about is that the market is sort of popping its head up into group 2 here. So group 2 starts with the 800, and then we go 72, which is 4720, and then the 65 number, which is 4650. So it's been up there a few times, but it hasn't actually landed as support in that space. So that's one thing to look out for. And this being 5 waves up here, and the NASDAQ's the same as well. We'll pull the NASDAQ. I won't go in here on the intraday on the tick chart and pull that apart. Or maybe I will. Anyway, we'll have a look. But anyway, we'll look at the NASDAQ or here, both the same. So if we look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, then that will finish probably around the 4710 area, and or maybe 4710 to 4720. That's 4720 there. You know, it carries a little bit of weight, as you can see there. And yeah, then we'd have an ABC here. So the move down here would bounce off the 4650 and then just pop down below that into that space there. And then we'll have 5 waves up into that space. So this, obviously this here could be adjusted as such, but once that top is in play there, then it'll help with that wave E here of wave 4. So that's the triangle pattern here. Now I might just go to the tick chart for one particular reason. Let me just get in a bit more data here. Okay, so anyway, just counting this up here is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 going up for 5. Now, one of the problems with this though is that it's okay on the NASDAQ, the wave 3 is nice and long, but it's getting a little bit short here if this gets too extended up here as the 5th wave, and then it would make this count wrong at that point. Okay, one of the other things that we can do as well is that from the wave B here, we can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1, and then 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave and the 5th wave. So we can look at that as wave 1 to the downside, or at least 5 waves to the downside. It doesn't look like a very nice wave 2 up here. It's better off as wave A up here, and then pulling back for a wave B in this particular case, back down into this space here. But it also does present the situation of this 5 wave structure up here. I mean, I've got it as wave A and then B here and then C for the triangle. But if we can count 5 waves down here, and I think there's a good case for that, well then why can't we just have wave C in there and we're done and dusted? So looking at that situation, let's go to, I think I've got it here. So then it presents this case here, doesn't it? It presents a flat correction, and quite a nice flat because it's kind of flat really. So an A wave here, A, B, C for the B wave, and then the 5 waves down here for wave C. And then, you know, when this tops out here, then we just push, you know, further up at that point. Now, being critical of this count, the only critical thing I can see, I'm very happy with the 5 waves down here. It fits. But on the NASDAQ, it doesn't fit with 5 waves down here. It's a struggle to get 5 waves out of it. And I don't want, you know, you can push things, you know, you can place a little bit of pressure on something and, you know, for a while, and, you know, if it shifts, well then fine. But to start bending it out of shape is something else. But anyway, doesn't count very well down here as 5 waves for the NASDAQ, but on the S&P it's okay. So that makes up quite a nice flat correction, because we're seeing this trend here like in Tesla, where we're calling the low in for Tesla for this pattern. If we do leave this as 3 waves, then if I go back to the daily chart that we've had this other count here that is also possible as well. So that would need, no, it doesn't really fit there. Let me just go to the 2-hour chart, because I had that there. Just wanted to check on, yeah, it's a bit of a long shot, but you know, if we can count 5 waves down here, we can always come back to this count over here where we had as an A and a B and a C here for wave 2, and then wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, and then up for 1 and back for 2. But this is the same as the other, this is the same as the flat correction. So it's probably not this is probably not the case. It's probably more so, if this was going to be bullish like that, it was probably more so coming back to this particular count here for that. That would be about right, because Tesla's got that nice low in there. If I can just bring up Tesla for a moment. Clean these up here. So Tesla from the low here has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. So, you know, we were looking at this on, just bringing it back to the daily chart here, because it's a little bit confusing there. It looks like that. So wave 3 with wave 4 finishing, here's an A and a B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this 5, 6. So we've got a nice impulse wave there. We're just going to wait to see if we can get a nice support on top of the 1000 to help us confirm that and play that to the upside there. So it's possible that that's in play there. That's all I'm saying. So there's stocks like that you know, can have that wave 4 in play at that point. So just to recap a little bit, this flat correction is possible, and the way that we could sort of tackle that is, well, obviously we don't want to chase the top of wave 1 here, because we know that there's little 5 waves up there. So that means we have to wait for a pullback and a setup to get into that. So I'll keep an eye on that. And then there's the this is the most high. This is probably the highest probability out of all of them. But that would leave 5 waves up here for the A wave, and then the B wave and the C wave here. And if we just take that pattern for a moment and look at the NASDAQ here. So with the NASDAQ, this move down here, I find it very difficult to get 5 waves out of that. It suits better as 3 waves here. So it makes this triangle pattern a little bit better. We had a target up here of 16,200 for that. So that's probably where that will top out at, roughly speaking, sort of halfway between the 61.8% and the 78.6%. I'll leave them there because they give us a reference point while this trend's in play. But it does count 5 waves up here for, you know, either wave 1 or wave A, and then the B wave and the C wave. So yeah, that's where that's sitting at the moment. So this is the most logical count with everything at the moment. I mean, this was quite simple here, all right? So it was just the A wave, the B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave here. So this is simple. This one here is also simple, but probably a little bit more complex, and then this one here is simple. So this one here can be a little bit more complex with the A, the B, and the C here. So it kind of makes sense in a way that, you know, over the Christmas break, even if there is whatever days are open, they're probably on lower volume anyway. So it's kind of makes sense for it to sort of, you know, just vibrate in a certain range, you know, for a while in that space, you know, which would be quite nice for Christmas, and nobody has to really worry about too much, you know. We can all focus on family and friends and fun and food. And so that's where that is. We'll just cruise in here for a moment just to pull that apart a little bit better. Don't worry about that one. I haven't done anything on that chart, but I was trying to figure that out, and I think I did have a power outage and lost everything on my charts. I must have saved this, which is good. I had to redo the S&P and that. So yeah, very clear 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And this one here's got a bit more length in it than the S&P, but we have to keep an eye on it all the same, so I can put that there. So we don't want it going any further than that, you know. And if it does that, then we start to need to look at this as bullish as 1 and 2, and then building a third wave up from that point. But otherwise, looking at all of this, we can look at it like this, and that's needs to move up further. So yeah, it'll finish around the 16.2 here. Just needs to do a few more things here, you know, however that's going to finish off. But yeah, either way, it's a clear structure. I can't really get 5. I mean, this finishes here nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I can't use that as I can't use this as part of that. So this clearly becomes, even if that was an A wave and a B wave here, let's just look at that, you know. If we have this as an A wave and a B wave here, then all of that is, we've been through all of that. So that's 5 waves. So even if that was an A and a B here, then we can't look at that as wave 1 and 2 back to here. Oh, we could do. Let's just have a look at that. Wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3 here. I'm just shooting the breeze, and 4, and then 5 up here for wave C. So then that would work. So that would take us up to, let me just think about this for a second. It would have to take us up closer towards the 16.5. Where does that leave us? Way back up here. So that's quite a long way up. So let's just go back to the 4-hour chart or something. So that would breach that and take us, you know, up here for that, close to that, to these old highs here. Is that acceptable? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, okay, so look, we've looked at that. If that occurs, then we can put this wave D here. We can change all of this around and put wave D, have the ABC for wave D up here further, you know, close, probably level these old highs up here. So that could work. Let's just go back and double check on that. So it's an A and a B and 1 and 2 here, and then when it tops out here, if it doesn't top, gives us a 3, 4 and 5 and moves up further, then you'll know what you've got at that point. Does that make sense? So this is going to top here anyway. So if it tops here, then it may just come back to the 4th wave of 1 lesser degree here, and then push up for wave 5 here for that, for wave C, and then work lower at that point. There was one more count too. Let me just, there was one more count. Let me just check. There was that one, that one. Yeah, that one there, but it's a long shot. Okay, I thought I've had something else on my mind. I mean, the other point with this being a C wave up here, would that be an A, an AB, and a C? It's possible, long shot though, putting the B over here for that as a C wave here. So, and basically an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here, and then go down. Okay. I mean, today I really wanted to look at all the possibilities, because if I'm not doing anything, come next week, you'll be able to kind of have a few more ideas on, in your hat, so to speak. But okay, so that's probably the most logical one. But with Tesla having its wave 4 in play, then looking at this one here is a real possibility. But I won't know this either. I won't know the answer to this, because normally I would buy the pullback in wave 2 here. But if we do that, we could get trapped into this situation. If we wait for the pullback here and buy into this, then the C wave here might be, might fade at that point and go down. I mean, if it pulls back here, you could probably buy here and just see how that travels to the upside, because it may keep on going at that point. That's the other option with this, isn't it? You'll be at crossroads at that point. But even the other thing, this wave C here, by the way, that wave C there, that will be in 5 waves. So if that goes up there in 5 waves, then it would have an A and a B and a C wave back again, and then it will push up. So you could buy either this one here on the long side or this one here, just looking at the long side. That would be the safe trade at that point. But you could buy back here and try to manage that situation, or at least trade that up there in 5 waves and get out. Yeah, I'll probably put a video out when I see that when we know what's actually going on here a little bit better. But anyway, the takeaway here today is that is 5 waves. So we're going to have a correction, and then we're going to have another 5 waves up. Just have a quick look at the Russell, because we're unclear about the count for the NASDAQ and that, then it's possible that we've got a low in here as an A and a B and a C wave here. It's also possible that the move up through here, which will also be in 5 waves, the same thing, could be wave C. So an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave up here, and then move down for this. That's the other thing here. So because that's 5 waves here, we have to allow that to play out, just let it go. And then when it pulls back here, what that's going to do is give us a reference point above the top here. But that could also trap you as well, unfortunately, because the other side to this too, if that triangle pattern on this here plays out, let's say that's 5 waves here, then we get this move here and that move here, and then we come down, that would leave us with 3 waves up here then, wouldn't it? So that would leave us with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then down from that point. So that's also possible as well here. So we do really need to be sort of careful at this stage, and if we take this low here to here, that would bring that into this space here. So I was hoping we could use a 2-3 there as support, which we can. If we get a support on that, then it's bullish at that point, but we miss a lot from that thing. So yeah, I mean, obviously if that's the B wave over there, then this becomes the A wave down here for that whole move that here becomes the A wave. So yeah, there's a few issues to go on here just yet. I think that I just think we just need to just continue to wait further. And you'd think the days that do operate through that Christmas to New Year will be will be on lower volume, and would probably create all of this particular pattern within this space. All right, I'll leave it at that, and if I see something that's obvious and that's helpful and we can make money out of, then I will make a video on that. So let's just see how this unfolds here first. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Have a lovely Christmas, and I'll check back in soonish. Alrighty. Cheers.